All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Super Welterweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Miami, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing black trunks with gold trim, hailing from and representing Paris, France. He weighed in at a trim and ready 152 1/2 pounds. With a fine record of 33 wins, only 1 loss. He has 30 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the European champion and the WBA #1 ranked contender, introducing the challenger, Mamadou Thiam. His opponent across the ring is the defending world champion on my left in the red corner. Truly one of boxing's great stars. Entering the ring wearing black trunks with gray trim and fighting out of Cupe Alto, Puerto Rico. He weighed in at the super welterweight limit of 154 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with 37 wins, no losses, 30 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former welterweight world champion and the current undefeated WBA super welterweight champion of the world. Aquí está el gran campeón puertorriqueño y mundial, introducing Felix Tito Trinidad. Once again, a referee in charge of the bout now to give instructions, Jorge Alonso.
Trinidad, Mamadou. Mamadou, right here. Tito, acá. There you go. All right, fighters, I gave you the instructions earlier in the dressing room today, all right? Remember my instructions, obey my commands at all times, and protect yourself at all times. Any questions from this corner? Any questions from this corner? At the bell, come out and give me a clean fight. Let's go. Touch him up. Touch him up. Give me that. Come here. Come here. Right here. It's too early to start that. Let's go.
Jim, it's axiomatic in boxing that a fighter as good and distinguished as Trinidad can only be beaten in his prime by himself if he hasn't taken care of business and preparation for a fighter of this caliber.
He's not that kind of fighter, or at least he hasn't been in the past. But Felix Trinidad is a notoriously slow starter. So too is Mamadou Thiam. It'll be interesting to see if one of the two tries to step up and take advantage of the other in that regard. And of course, as you know, Trinidad has been down in the early rounds of a half-dozen fights in his career, including the last one against David Reed. Every time he got up to knock the man out in front of him.
Tito's got no sweat on his body. Dry body. Mamadou as well, but he seems to be a little looser. You see the veins in his arms. Means he's done some shadow boxing in the dressing room.
Should every fighter warm to a lather in the dressing room, George?
The warmer you are, the better. You don't want to be out there cold and get hit on the chin. Evidently, that's been a habit of Trinidad. He probably has not learned his art for warming up in the dressing room. Everybody's got their own.
Great jab from Trinidad as he backs up.
Mamadou has got to be careful and steady. If you knock him down, don't try to finish him. You've thrown 300 right hands in the gym. Don't try to throw 600 in the fight. Win every round. Knock him down every round. Don't try to finish him out. And Trinidad, of course, use your jab, stiff it, keep it stiff, go to the body to make certain this guy doesn't get his coordination going for throwing double left, double right.
first round. Tentative, both fighters seeming just to try to get their legs under them a little bit. Trinidad with the right hand leading now. Big left uppercut and left hook. First serious combination of the fight, and now Thiam stunned by the left. He's never faced a fighter with Trinidad's punching power before. And Mamadou Thiam obviously taken back by Felix Trinidad's strength. Thiam still wobbling as Trinidad looks for a rare early knockout. And look at the right eye of Mamadou Thiam. That right eye is almost closed already.
You know you got to hold. No one's taught this guy how to grab, clinch, hold on. You can't get out of it by fighting, just hold him.
Takes a left hook to the body. Blocks some of the other stuff upstairs.
He's done everything but clinch. If he can get out of this round, Trinidad is going to expel a lot of his energy. That corner's going to have a hard time working on that eye.
Yeah, that eye finishes the round. Do you think Trinidad got a thumb in on that eye? I mean, what would account for that swelling?
I don't think so. This guy just got hit with a lot of shots. He had his gloves in front of his face. That hurts, and it pushes your thumb into your eye.
That might have happened because Thiam's right eye is in bad shape. Thiam makes it out of the round, but plenty the worse for wear.
Hey! Check that eye out!
Don't worry, don't go crazy.
Our interpreter is Eli Shiraki in Thiam's corner where they speak French.
Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. You're going to put your right hand up. Can you see my hand? It seems that Thiam's camp.
When you watch Trinidad throw these kinds of punches,
It seems that he doesn't see.
you start thinking what God had in mind there as a fighter.
CompuBox numbers are overwhelming. Trinidad landed 40 of 67 shots in a rare big first round. The big first round made possible by the fact that Mamadou Thiam has never seen this kind of competition and couldn't handle Felix's punch when first he felt it.
Trinidad better finish him out because this guy has the capability of becoming stronger as the fight goes on. You heard him, don't let him recover.
What about the eye, George?
Well, the eye is in bad shape, but if you get a little confidence with a bad eye, you can sustain. You don't want him to get that confidence. You heard him, finish him out. Mamadou made the mistake of standing in front and following a big puncher. You don't do that. You go left and right, then go to him.
And they told us that he had worked in the gym on a new fight plan, that he had worked in the gym on doing something different, that the something different would be to go side to side and be more elusive. But of course, if you've had 33 fights and you've done one thing, that's what you're likely to do when you get into the ring.
Mamadou is more effective when he can get in a right, double left, double right. You get that rhythm going, he can give you trouble. He hasn't gotten it going yet.
Now he tries to come with the left hook. Mamadou seeming to understand that his best defense here will be a good offense. And now he begins to try to put Trinidad back on his heels by attacking and keeping it going.
Trinidad, you see, he moves to Mamadou's left because that eye is just, to his left, I'm sorry. Mamadou's right eye is just doesn't see a thing.
Right, so Trinidad's moving toward the bad eye to set up and attack that target.
You can stay out of harm's way whenever you want. Go to his left when you want to hit him, then go back to the right for safety.
Thiam chasing Trinidad and trying to seize the initiative. Trinidad will look for an opportunity to counter with his left hand. Mamadou had better be very careful when he throws the right.
Trinidad had better establish his left jab because this guy's tasted his best stuff now. Now he's going to come on. You lose a lot of energy trying to knock him out, and he's coming on.
And Thiam knocks Trinidad back with a right hand. Low blow from Trinidad. Thiam walks through it. This guy is strong.
And you know, he hasn't got his rhythm going yet. But that eye is going to be the telling story tonight.
Another huge left hook from Felix Trinidad, and Thiam comes back anyway.
Here's a guy, Mamadou, who can take the punishment and still be there. Had it not been for that left eye, this could be a different story.
Another uppercut starts his
The
Thiam.
right eye, I'm sorry.
And with the eye shut like that, cannot see the left hand coming. Cannot see the left hand coming. Trinidad doing big damage in the last 30 seconds of the round. The ring doctor is Dr. Alan Fields, and he will be watching Mamadou Thiam across the ring. Our interpreter in Trinidad's corner is Hector Garcia.
Just continue. You're going to knock out him.
He's dead. The guy's dead. Just get your hands in there. Don't hold back.
Thiam is probably the strongest fighter that Trinidad has ever faced. He's determined. He just doesn't have the skill level to deal with a fighter of this quality.
So you're saying already he's stronger than David Reed?
Absolutely, very strong. I very rarely have ever seen Trinidad starting off the fight circling his opponent. It's the opponent who circled away from him. But he has shown some respect for the fact that this guy is very strong, and then in the second half of the round, he goes at him.
Punch that numbers in round two. Trinidad 19 of 45. Thiam 19 of 57.
Mamadou has just never run into that kind of power before. Some fighters know about it, and some have never seen it. This is a new thing for him. You just can't cover up. You got to move your head and your body. You just can't hold your hands up this time.
Poignant sight between rounds as the ring doctor leaned in over the ropes to try to get a look at Thiam's right eye. Mamadou's father, here from France, stepped up on the apron and leaned in with him. He wanted to see how his son was doing.
Some guys, you can lay your hands up and let them punch on you. Some guys, they'll hurt you even through your gloves. Trinidad is that kind of puncher. Keep your head moving, your waist moving. Don't stand still for nothing.
What is it about Felix's technique that makes him such a big puncher, George?
It's something inborn. The old saying, he was blessed.
And part of it is his commitment to his punches. He takes the chance because he is that hungry to win.
Hey, Thiam commits to his punches too.
Well, he commits, but he just doesn't have what nature has given Trinidad, power. Ooh, those uppercuts.
It's not just power, it's also technique, I think, George. He's got beautiful
This is pure
technique.
power. Some guys can do the same thing and nothing happens.
The right eye is
got a
grotesque.
gift.
The right
He's not
eye is
strong.
swollen, completely shut, totally grotesque. Not sure how long the doctor will let Thiam continue, particularly since he can't see Felix's left hand coming.
Trinidad doesn't have big arms. He doesn't have exceptionally big shoulders.
And he looks stiff-legged in there sometimes.
Yeah, it's like Bob Foster. They just do something.
And Thiam can't have any more. Thiam asked the referee to stop the fight. His right eye simply too bad for him to continue.
You hate to see them do it, but it wasn't going to get any better for him.
Well, you know, that's a great fighter. You know he is. He wouldn't have quit unless he found the situation just impossible.
He just has never seen that kind of power delivered to him.
From the first uppercut left hook combination, that was it.
Look at Trinidad, he just doesn't seem to have the look for uppercuts. He has.
So in closing it out in round 3, Felix Trinidad landed 29 of 46 power shots. And it would have been that way. It would have been target practice as long as they continued.
Tell you about De La Hoya fighting a very smart fight. Never did stop moving at all.
Yep. No, De La Hoya's first 7 rounds against Trinidad were as masterful can be.
When he was sucking up for air, he kept moving. Trinidad is one of those guys that you look at and it's all in his face. Something inside of him. We call it the gift.
Born to fight. As Larry Merchant said, God had a fighter in mind.
That's true. Larry called that one right.
Well, so now the ball moves into Fernando Vargas's court. And Vargas, coming off of his huge win over Ike Quartey, will try to beat a mandatory challenger named Ross Thompson in August to set himself up for a meeting with Trinidad. Let's look back at some of the damage that was done toward the end. And that's when Mamadou Thiam decided he had enough. You can see how badly swollen the eye was. And Thiam seemed to realize that Trinidad's left hand is his big weapon. There was nothing he was going to be able to do to stop it.
And you think about it, this guy made Trinidad fight a fight he wasn't even intending to fight. He was in his face from bell to bell.
Yep.
Get up off the canvas, get right back into his face. I think he made Trinidad a better fighter tonight.
I love you, Puerto Rico. Mañana espero en el aeropuerto. Julio Marín allá. Gracias a Wiki, aquí al lado mío.
It takes a fight like that to make a fighter step up as far as quality and punching power. Now he has the faith in his own power.
I imagine Felix, you know, to the degree that fighters enjoy this kind of thing, he had to enjoy that. A guy who would stand right in front of him and fight him.
You bring your punching bag to the center of the ring.
That's what he does.
And that's what he had.
Absolutely.
Mamadou was a punching bag tonight.
Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the official particulars on the TKO.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 2 minutes, 48 seconds in round number 3. Fighter unable to continue. Our referee in charge stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated and still the WBA Super Welterweight Champion of the world, Felix Tito Trinidad.
Don't do that shit to me. Don't do that shit to me. Cut that bullshit out. No. Don't cut that bullshit out. Don't pull that shit on me. No. Fuck that shit.
Final punch stat numbers, totally dominated by Trinidad. 96 out of 175 to 34 out of 136. Tito, a notoriously slow starter, as we told you at the beginning of the fight, forced to come out and start a little faster by the aggressive style of Thiam. And after he landed the first uppercut left hook combination and broke up Thiam's eye, he had a target to work with, and there was every reason to continue to be aggressive. 72 out of 118 power punches. If Felix Trinidad does that against you, you're going home early, and you're going home hurt, and that's what's happening with Mamadou Thiam. Heck of a performance by Trinidad, and one more thing, George. He looks so comfortable at 154 pounds.
Well, like Larry said, God had him in mind when he made a boxer.
Yep.
This guy's he's got the whole package, and he's just going to get better.
Tremendous performance by Trinidad via an interpreter. Let's see what he has to say to Larry Merchant.
All right, thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Tito. You usually don't start this fast. What was there about your opponent that you saw such opportunity?
Usualmente tú no empiezas en esta velocidad. ¿Qué tuviste en tu oponente que te hizo empezar de esta manera?
Bueno, gracias a Dios mi condición, lo lastimé temprano. El mismo primer round le cerré un ojo, el ojo derecho y tenía que aprovechar la oportunidad.
Because of my good conditioning, I was able to close his eye in the early round, and because of my conditioning, I'm able to do this.
He seemed to be very strong when he came out. You were circling around, just waiting for an opportunity. What did you see that gave you that opportunity?
él estaba bastante fuerte en el primer asalto y tú le estuviste dando la vuelta por alrededor para poder entrarle de alguna manera. ¿Qué tuviste que te dio la oportunidad de poder atacar de la manera que atacaste?
Bueno, de verdad yo tengo un gran boxeo, vine con una gran condición y aproveché el momento que tenía muy bueno en el primer round.
I took advantage of the opportunity that I had in the first round, and my conditioning is very good.
What has it meant to you moving from welterweight to junior middleweight?
¿Qué ha querido ser para ti subir a tus 157 libras ahora? Los 154.
Bueno, no, yo soy un 154, lo he dicho todo el tiempo, soy un super welter y aquí que me siento muy bien.
I feel very good at this weight. I'm a super welterweight. I feel very good, very comfortable at this weight.
Are you satisfied with the opportunities at this weight rather than the much talked about rematch with De La Hoya?
¿Tú estás más satisfecho en este peso que no tratando de quedarte y coger la revancha con De La Hoya?
Yo soy 154 libras. Si Oscar De La Hoya sube el peso mío, pues haremos la pelea a lo mejor en algún momento.
I'm 154 pounds. If Oscar De La Hoya wants to come up to my weight, that's fine. So be it.
All right, just tell us what your impression is of Fernando Vargas and your thoughts about coming to that fight later this year.
Quiero que nos digas la impresión tuya de Fernando Vargas y de la pelea de él que viene dentro de pronto.
Fernando Vargas es un gran peleador. Tengo una buena amistad con él, pero ya en el ring pues, es diferente, pero es un gran peleador.
He's a great fighter. I'm a very good friend of his, but in the ring is something different.
Thank you very much. Again, congratulations. Go ahead. Yes, Tito.
Gracias.
Sí, quiero enviarle, decirle a la persona que pueda tener a Rolandito, de verdad que esperamos que se lo deba a su madre, a su padre en Puerto Rico, de verdad que así lo esperamos todo Puerto Rico.
He's talking about a child in Puerto Rico that was kidnapped, and he's hoping that whoever has that child to return him.
Y también quiero enviar un saludo a Waldemar Fernández en Puerto Rico, que se mejore de salud.
And just salutations to people in Puerto Rico and friends and so on.
Waldemar Fernández.
Mr. Fernandez, Waldemar Fernandez.
Was this fight in Miami everything you had hoped for in terms of the greeting you had from your fans?
Esta pelea en Miami fue como tú pensabas, de la manera que los fanáticos te apoyaban.
Sí, de verdad que los fanáticos siempre me apoyan y se dieron cita aquí esta noche para apoyarme nuevamente.
Yeah, the fans here in Miami are great, and they can show that we're here to support me.
Thank you again.
Okay, thank you.
Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Larry. Now think of this one as kind of an extended train wreck. It started in round one when Trinidad landed the left hook uppercut combination that busted up Mamadou Thiam's right eye and left Thiam compromised through the rest of the action. In round two, Thiam came out aggressively at the beginning of the round and actually rocked Trinidad back with a right hand. But then when Felix began to target the left hand again, in the third minute of round two, he again put Thiam in terrible difficulty. And by the middle of round three, Thiam realized there was nothing he'd be able to do to stop Trinidad's left-hand power, and he walked to the referee and asked that the combat be stopped at that point.